Breaking news. The Las Vegas Raiders are once again at the center of shocking drama. Just when fans thought the storm had settled, new headlines are shaking Raider Nation to its core. From unexpected retirements to trade rumors, this story is packed with twists that nobody saw coming. Stay tuned, because what's happening inside Las Vegas right now could change the team's future in a big way. Wow, here we go again. The Raiders just can't stay out of the spotlight. It doesn't matter if they're in Oakland, Los Angeles, or Las Vegas. This franchise always finds a way to stir up drama. And this time, it's on another level. Not only did defensive lineman Christian Wilkins make headlines, but wide receiver Jakobi Meyers reportedly asked for a trade right before the season opener. And if that wasn't enough, newly signed veteran Amari Cooper suddenly retired just 3 days before kickoff. Raider Nation is stunned, and NFL media is already calling the Raiders receiver group one of the weakest in the league. But here's the twist. This chaos might actually open the door for a young star in the making. Rookie wideout Dante Thornton has been flying under the radar, but at 6 feet 5 inches with blazing speed, soft hands, and incredible body control, this kid looks like he should have been drafted way earlier. Scouts labeled him a one-trick pony, but Raider fans know he could be the unexpected weapon this team desperately needs. Before we dive into the latest details, a quick reminder. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to turn on the bell icon so you never miss breaking Raiders news. Now, let's move on to the big update. Scouts claimed he couldn't run the full route tree, that he was only good for a go route or a deep post. But here's the truth. He wasn't limited. Tennessee's offense was. They boxed him into a role, and the narrative stuck. And that's exactly why the league missed on him. Think about this for a second. In NFL history, there have only been 2 players with his exact size-speed combination, Calvin Johnson and Randy Moss. Both are legends. Both are Hall of Famers. Yet somehow, Dante Thornton slipped all the way to the 4th round. The Raiders couldn't believe their luck. Once they got him inside the building, reality hit fast. Not only can he run the entire route tree, but he runs it clean. Sharp cuts, smooth releases, the kind of polish you don't expect from a rookie. And when it comes to the deep ball, the skill everyone already knew about, he has been unstoppable. From OTAs to minicamp to training camp, Thornton didn't just flash potential. He dominated. Big plays downfield, quick catches underneath, consistency every single day. It didn't take long. First, he moved ahead of Jack Best on the depth chart. Then he climbed even higher, all the way to the top. The Raiders were so impressed with Thornton that they actually shifted Jakobi Meyers into the slot, just so Thornton could take over the X-receiver role. That move alone tells you everything. Now let's be real. Yes, Brock Bowers is the primary weapon in this offense. But when it comes to wideouts, Pete Carroll and the Raiders clearly see Thornton as something more. They don't just want him in the lineup. They want to develop him into the true number 1 receiver on this team. So what does that even mean? Being a number 1 receiver isn't just about leading the team in stats. That's the result. It's not the definition. A real number 1 has the complete package. He can run crisp routes, fight through contact, attack the middle of the field, move the chains on 3rd down, burn defenses deep, and become a nightmare in the red zone. That's the kind of receiver defenses have to game plan around every single week. And that's why the Raiders aren't buying into the Meyers is the top guy talk. Meyers is reliable, sure, but he's more of a possession receiver. Thornton, on the other hand, has the raw tools to be special in every area. In training camp, we already saw flashes, his deep ball ability, his run-after-catch explosiveness, and the toughness to hold on to passes in traffic. He's not the finished product yet, but the ceiling is sky-high. Thornton's breakout wasn't just talk. It showed up under the lights. In the preseason matchup against the Arizona Cardinals, he flashed exactly what the Raiders needed to see in the red zone, pulling down tough catches and proving he can finish drives, not just stretch the field. And right after that, things got messy. Jakobi Meyers, who many assumed was locked in as the Raiders' top receiver, suddenly asked for a trade. The timing raised eyebrows. Did the rise of Thornton make the front office more firm about the contract numbers they were offering Meyers? Or did Meyers himself see the writing on the wall, that in a contract year, his targets and stats might take a major hit with Thornton climbing the depth chart? Either way, it fueled even more drama inside Raider Nation. Then there's Amari Cooper. He may have looked at the roster, seen the lack of household names at receiver, and thought he could walk in as the savior. Maybe he even believed the whispers that Thornton was tailing off in practice. But if that's what Cooper expected, he got a harsh dose of reality. In the final preseason game, Thornton not only made plays, he scored a touchdown, looking sharp and confident while doing it. And here's the kicker. Cooper wasn't even lined up as the Raiders' next man up outside. He was slotted behind Meyers in the slot role, an unexpected demotion for a player with his resume. That shift alone said plenty about how this coaching staff views Thornton's importance. Now the reports from camp are clear. Thornton hasn't slowed down. He's still making noise, still impressing in practice, and all signs point to him being in the starting lineup come Sunday. The Raiders may have stumbled into controversy, but they also may have stumbled onto their future number one wideout. All signs point to one thing. Pete Carroll sees Dante Thornton as his future number one receiver. And honestly, Raider Nation shouldn't be surprised. Fans have lived through it all. Hall of Famers benched at the worst possible time. Starters disappearing before the Super Bowl. Shocking trades, shocking cuts, you name it, the Raiders have survived it. So one more round of drama. This is nothing new. If a player like Jakobi Meyers believes he deserves a bigger paycheck after 1,000-yard season in 6 years and wants to cash in, fine. Let him. Because here's the reality. With Brock Bowers becoming a focal point of the passing game and Thornton exploding onto the scene, Meyers' role was always going to shrink. Add in a run-heavy system, and there simply aren't enough footballs to go around. As for Amari Cooper, maybe he thought he was walking into a situation where the Raiders desperately needed him to carry the offense. But when he realized the team was actually building around young talent and that his role would be limited, he chose retirement over being a backup plan. Now, Thornton's rise hasn't caused every headline swirling around Las Vegas. But let's be honest, his emergence has definitely shifted the receiver room. It's created tension, forced tough decisions, and exposed which players are ready to fight for their place and which ones aren't. What's clear is this. In a season that started with questions and chaos, the Raiders may have found their answer in Dante Thornton. His talent is undeniable, and his rise might be the beginning of a new era for this offense. So here we are, the Raiders standing at another crossroads, surrounded by headlines, doubts, and drama. But hidden in all that chaos is a simple truth. This team might have just uncovered its next big star. Dante Thornton wasn't supposed to be the story. He wasn't supposed to leapfrog veterans, shake up the depth chart, and force tough decisions before week 1. Yet here he is, making plays in practice, showing up in preseason, and changing the direction of an entire receiver room. Yes, it's caused friction. Jakobi Meyers is unsettled, Amari Cooper is gone, and the outside media continues to question whether the Raiders have enough firepower. But every time Thornton steps on the field, he silences a little more doubt. His size, his speed, his versatility, those aren't just traits, they're weapons. And the truth is, Raider Nation has seen this story before. Out of the noise, out of the drama, a new face emerges. Sometimes that's exactly what it takes to spark a new chapter. Thornton may not just be filling a role, he might be rewriting the Raiders' future. If you're a true NFL fan and want to stay updated with daily news, trade rumors, and all the latest buzz around the league, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We bring you breaking news, expert analysis, and in-depth coverage so you never miss a single update about your favorite teams and players. And here's the most important part. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Loudspeaker that way, you'll be the first to know whenever we drop a new video. Stay ahead of the game and be part of our growing community of passionate NFL fans. Let's talk football.